Hi friends, welcome back. So I went to my very first estate sale, and when I saw the photos, I knew I had to go. The home was beautifully collected with vintage charms, so I'm heading in to see what treasures I can find for my home. As soon as I walked in, I knew this sale was going to be special. It was full of florals, vintage charm, and so many layered pieces. There were so many spring-inspired pieces, hydrangeas, roses, little potted arrangements. It almost felt like I was walking into someone's curated garden room. I wasn't sure what I was looking for yet, but I knew I wanted pieces that could transition into spring in my home. I immediately spotted this wooden shelf, but it was already sold for $10. I thought that was really good. But then I saw this little drawer piece tucked in the corner, and for $5, it was giving me the rustic farmhouse look that I love. Some pieces were such good deals, while others were definitely priced up a bit, so I really had to look for the best value on things. But honestly, I went more for the experience. This was my first time going to an estate sale, so who doesn't enjoy just looking and browsing at beautiful treasures, history? It's like going to a mini museum of treasures, but in a home. Every room had its own personality, but the florals kept showing up. It felt like stepping into someone's story. Even the wallpaper carried that same charm. Now looking back, it's funny because when you're at an estate sale, everything moves so fast, and sometimes you don't realize what you miss until you're editing. These linens and placement mats were so charming, and the brass pieces were stunning. I always think about how something like this could hang in my kitchen for a little old touch. This room had such a Western cabin feel with the woods, the rich colors, and just all the character in itself. I thought this lamp was so charming. I believe it was around $30, and this corner cabinet felt very traditional, almost grandmother's house in the best way possible. And I really love these side tables, but I left them behind, but they definitely caught my eye. I thought this art frame was so precious, and this wooden shelf would be so cute as a spice rack. Okay, and just look at the details. This was like the third sewing machine I saw, but I still loved every single one of them. I also spotted this decorative box, which I really loved. The scallop edge and the floors were so pretty, but it was $45, which was a little bit pricey for me. I didn't take this lamp home, but it was definitely tempting because I thought it was beautiful. This was definitely one of my favorite areas to look at in the home. It was just full of trinkets, little decor pieces, and just all the little details on them. And I couldn't help but notice the wallpaper. I thought the wallpaper was so beautiful on this home. It was just definitely very inspiring. And I thought these teacups were so adorable. They were actually labeled by month. Super cute, but they were tea sets everywhere, that was for sure. Layers of floral and gold, and some of them were pricier than others, but it just depended on the set, but super cute. I actually went back for this one, but it was already gone. But I love the little teacup print, but that's okay. What's meant to be, it's meant to be. Hopefully in the near future I can find something similar, but I just thought all the little art prints, the artwork on these frames were absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, there were so many beautiful pieces. I tried to be intentional. This floral clock though, I thought it was such a sweet piece, but it was just an endless amount of just art, picture frames, and they were all stunning, but I had to contain myself. I also came across this beautiful herb book, and these brass serving pieces were absolutely pretty. There were so many beautiful pieces at this estate sale, but let's head home and I'll show you what I ended up bringing back with me. Once getting home, I couldn't wait to lay everything out and go through it. So first piece I picked up was the strawberry shortcake print. I love collecting artwork like this that I can rotate through seasons, and I thought it would add so much character to my kitchen. Next, I've been wanting one of these for the longest time, and since my laundry room doesn't have any decor yet, I thought this would be a fun piece to build around it. And then I found this wooden shelf, which I'm not sure yet where I'm gonna put it at, but this might either be a spice rack or maybe a little styling shelf. I just love finding pieces that can evolve with my home. And I just couldn't pass up on this farmhouse horse print frame. I thought it was adorable. I thought that for $5, this wooden drawer was such a good find. It did come with some handmade American flags, which I think are perfect for 4th of July. And I'm also going to be cleaning up the filling inside and taking all of that stuff out, but the piece itself can work in so many spaces. I also couldn't leave this vintage brass strainer behind. I thought it was absolutely stunning. It's going to be perfect for my kitchen. This copper set also came home with me, so just wait till you see where I style them later, so stay tuned. As much as I do love my neutral colors, in spring I do love adding subtle botanical details, and these are going to be perfect for rotating into my tea area. I don't usually come across plants secondhand, but I loved how full and layered these were. They're going to add such a fresh spring feel to my home. And lastly, I did find this illustrated cook's notebook. It's actually meant for writing your own recipes, which I thought was so neat. And it even has space inside to write everything down. But I thought that the artwork was just so beautiful, I just had to share it with you guys. So let me show you how I styled a few of these vines, and I'll be layering more of them into my home as we transition into spring, so make sure to stay tuned for that. If you saw my Valentine's setup here, I just gave it a little refresh. I started by layering this print in the back. I just love the warmth it adds against the tile. Then I brought this thrifted white picture to soften everything up in this space. And of course, a little greenery always makes it feel more alive. And then I tucked in the copper utensils for some texture and warmth. And I finished it off with a small pop of limes to keep it feeling fresh. Well, thank you so much for coming along to the estate sale and watching these pieces come together, but there is more to come up, so I'd love for you to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a blessed day.